pilots are going to be redundant in 30 years, I think.
Intuition.
Maybe very
Just
rare
gut
cases,
feel.
it's
Machines
usually
can. Yeah, well, yeah, stuff the mundane things like that, like AWACS and the fucking like the refueling aircraft and all those things. But combat aircraft, I don't think is ever going to happen really, not all the way. There might be a lot of AI assistance, but there's always going to be some a real person in that aircraft.
Well,
priority target, but you always need that like human intuition of what.
Yeah, but
yeah, it's machines can't have a gut feeling about anything. That's the problem.
It will be mainly AI controlled with a human pilot in it, basically. It'll just be
Yes.
Yeah, but I was speaking to one of the tank guys on the day, and he was basically saying that like as a new thing because Britain's like seriously like getting rid of a lot of army. You know, obviously we're cutting down quite a lot, but at the same time we're still basically saying our army is going to be just as effective because it's going to have massive upgrades. The Challenger 2 is going to have some serious hitting out soon. It's going to have, for instance, drones that it can release from the back of it.
Yeah.
It's having some serious shit added to it.
Spotter drones.
Yeah, like spotting drones.
That's you know the funny thing is that I'm surprised they haven't done that already because that's an echo of the past. That is because sort of around in World War II they started using like seriously using spotter aircraft, and they started retrofitting all of their different naval vessels, all the ships, to be able to launch a seaplane of some kind so they could fly over and spot for them for the shells.
Yeah.
Because they used to have to fire 2 or 3, one or two salvos at least, just to get a bearing and a range on them. And after that, they're just like, oh no, just make sure it can fucking launch an aircraft of some kind, even if it has to use a crane to get it back out of the water again. So it can spot for them. So it's exactly the same thing, just for land vehicles now. I suppose that for the longest time, radar did just as much as it needed to do. But yeah, that's one of those roles I was just talking about. Like spotting and reconnaissance is perfect application for automated drones because you can make cheap little like throwaway things that just buzz around and they're really tiny and they're not a threat by themselves, but they're just really cheap and just do the job.
Those swarms of robots that are they've been demonstrated by Harvard, like military robots. They're basically millions of tiny robots that you release them. It looks like a cloud, and they just go in and just wreck everything metal, basically.
Yep. I've seen the ones that are slightly bigger, the ones that are sort of a foot across from tip to tip, and they're quad rotor things. They all fly in formation and shit. They can like dive through little tiny window spaces in like a string, and then spread back out into a formation instantly. You can imagine just swarms of those things, or little squads of those things buzzing around, and they're all linked up to a central computer. But they've all got just something simple like one of those, you know, the FN-57 pistol. It's got like a fucking miniature rifle round in the thing, so it's an armor-piercing 5.7mm gun. Yeah. It just has like one of those on each one of those things. It could take out any kind of infantry you can imagine. You could scale that up and down both ways. I mean, they could all just be flying incendiary bombs or flying fucking shaped charges, like. So they fly down. There's a tank coming in. There's just a swarm of these little things turn up and just swarm onto it, clamp on, and explode. Little kamikaze drones just ruining days for everyone. That's a sassy little fucking robot. It asks you if you want to go for some tea, and then says, "You realise I would break if I drank tea, right?"
Yeah.
It's like it makes it like, "What? Do you want me to die? Are you trying to kill me now? What is this?"
Apparently, it's 70 to 80% spontaneous conversations you can have with it. You can ask it anything and just go into some random conversation.
Fucking like hug pillows that you can get with pictures of people or characters or whatever on them. Apparently, there's someone that's made an interactive pillow to go inside those covers, and it reacts to being stroked or squeezed and stuff, and it does it like it's got, I don't know what it's got in it, but it's apparently it gets excited and starts to moan if you stroke it right, but it'll start bitching at you if you squeeze it too much.
What, and if you stroke it too much, a little liquid comes out, or what?
Probably. I wouldn't put it past him.
Flash.
So yeah, there are people working on this shit straight up. And of course, they're all in Japan.
The shit out of it.
Interactive punch bag that was like moans in pain when you break its ribs.
Yeah.
I mean, they've already got those MMA training bags that look like a human torso and a head, and the little red lights that pop up when you break a when you do enough damage to break something or to knock them out. That's fine. It's fine. Do what you want, mate.
It's just a game where you fly around in space and shoot lasers. Is there more to it than that, or have I got this wrong?